Hello and thank you for joining us for another Occupy Weekly News by Occupy Your Foreclosure, where we keep you posted in regards to Occupy and foreclosures all over the country. So let's take a look on this week's news articles. Occupiers occupy court to interrupt foreclosure actions. Police arrested 37 Occupy Wall Street affiliated protesters who stormed the King County Supreme Court on Thursday in order to attempt to disrupt foreclosure auctions. Very nice to hear that. That's Brooklyn, New York, and the Occupy movement is very busy there in regards to foreclosure. Every week I see articles. Keep going, guys. 5 Occupy Wall Street protesters busted. 5 Occupy Wall Street protesters were pinched Monday morning as demonstrators tried to block the entrance to the New York Stock Exchange. Keep some more protestings over there as well. Occupy group focusing protests on foreclosure, and in this article is mentioning Mercedes Robinson from Fort Lauderdale that we spoke about her in the last two weekly news reports. And also it's talking about how the banks targeted the minorities of black and Spanish while gave out those foreclosures, and that's why many Spanish people are eligible for fighting their foreclosure, because some of them are not even speaking English or can read English very well, and they sign documents in English only. In most states they are protected from those foreclosures, just to be aware. In the online guide for homeowner in foreclosure, we focus in detail on that, much more in detail that I can do it right now. Tony Robbins, Ron Paul, and Ben Bernanke all agrees the national debt crisis could destroy America. Recently, they have all came forward with warnings that the national debt crisis could destroy America if something is not done. Well, Ben Bernanke, maybe it's your fault. Tony Robbins and Ron Paul, you're the angels here. Okay. And the next article is inside the foreclosure factory they are working overtime, and that's described, just read the beginning of the article. In a quiet office in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina, dozens of Wells Fargo's foreclosure foot soldiers sit in cubicles, cranking out documents that the bank relies on to size its share of the thousands of homes lost to foreclosure every week. Big numbers. Let's go to the next article. Kent County sees more foreclosure activity to start 2012, and we're talking about Kent County is about 500,000 population in Illinois. More foreclosure documents were filed in the records office in the first quarter of 2012 than in early quarter in 2011. And next article, foreclosure ripple effect, 8.3 million children in jeopardy. They're talking about how kids are being affected from those foreclosures, not only adults. And here it says as many as 2.3 million children have lost their homes to foreclosure. In addition, the report found another 3 million are in risk of being displaced from their homes due to foreclosures. I wish the government would read those articles as well. Foreclosure action on the rise in Bergen and Passaic, that's in New Jersey. Foreclosure activity in New Jersey rose almost 72%. Oh my God! From March 2011 to March 2012, 72%. Big numbers. That show exactly what we spoke about, the fact that now the banks are going to expedite and accelerate those foreclosure, because until now they had big problem with the robo-signing, but now the crooked attorney generals eased on them with that 26 billion settlement. It's mentioned in the last week breaking news. You can find it on our Facebook page, and you can find in occupyyourforeclosure.com news section. Among the changes thought by Attorney General Kamala Harris is one that would allow homeowners to challenge foreclosure proceeding in court. That's in the state of California. We spoke about it last week, and the Attorney General is trying to look good to his public, what that you're doing here, I don't know what you're doing. Um, I think that Kamala Harris have to go back to law school and learn the law of his own state, because California is a non-judicial foreclosure state, which means the bank start the proceeding outside of court. They only record the documents in the county clerk office, and then they can foreclose on your home. But if the homeowner finds that they're doing some wrongdoings in the process, and they try to communicate with the bank or with the trustee company that represents the bank, and they refuse his request, then he can go to court and have the court being involved in the case and transfer his foreclosure from a non-judicial foreclosure to a judicial foreclosure inside the court. So I don't know what you're trying to do. There's nothing new in what they now talking about in California. The Attorney General should go back to law school and maybe go home. Arizona tops Nevada as national foreclosure leader. Banks actually processed nearly 3,600 Arizona homes last month. I'm sorry, banks actually repossessed 3,600 homes in Arizona. That's neighborhood and another neighborhood and another neighborhood of homes were possessed by the bank. More than 5,900 homeowners received a notice of default. That's big numbers. That's big numbers. The foreclosure are definitely rising, and we're going to see more and more of that. Now, I had to show you this movie again. It's about the bailout, the $26 billion. We've spoken about it so many times, but I need to show you this movie. I just can't wait.
Our investigations revealed disturbing practices. For instance, we saw that far too often servicers pushed borrowers into foreclosure, even though federal regulations require the servicers to try other alternatives first.
They just pushed them
These
in.
failures didn't just hurt borrowers who might have been able to afford modified mortgages. They fueled the downward spiral of our economy.
What about the robo-signing, the fake of millions of documents done by banks? How could it be happening in this country? What are you talking about? Pushed homeowners into foreclosure? Oh my God, I just have to show you how ridiculous and how he's basically protecting the banks and making them look good. Well, you're supposed to present the public. You're the Attorney General of states. A group of Attorney Generals all around you back there. I don't know. All these people have to go home and be replaced. Definitely. This is not working out for the public. It's not. U.S. foreclosures in new legal trouble. That's good news. I love to hear about those more oftenly. The Supreme Court in Massachusetts ruled against U.S. Bancorp and Wells Fargo in a widely watched case. Backing a lower court ruling made in 2009, it said two foreclosure sales were invalid because the bank did not prove that they owned them at the time. So they could not present the notes, and that's the case of millions of foreclosures, and all those foreclosures should be cancelled, and those banks have to pay a lot more money than what they offer in the settlement for people who lost their homes, and they should pay a bigger price, much bigger price. So what I want to say again is thank you for watching us and liking us on Facebook, Occupy Your Foreclosure, and follow our website occupyyourforeclosure.com for foreclosure help. Thank you and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.